Today, I'm at the Neptune Seafood Restaurant here in Richmond, BC. They're famous for their Chinese seafood dishes. And today we're gonna have the set menu, which includes bird's nest soup, which is made of bird saliva. So let's go inside and check it out. So we got the set menu here. 这个2个人够吗？
都已经够了。
OK， 有一个。
OK，
谢谢你。 Usually you order this about $30 for this order, but when you get it as part of a set menu, it's a pretty good deal. You have the squab cut into 4 pieces. You have some salt that you dip the squab in. You also put the soy sauce and some nice flower decoration. I'm going to eat the flowers, they're edible. So what I'm going to do is just use my fingers, dip it in that, I think it's probably high-end soy sauce. This place is really high-end, so dip it in the high-end soy sauce. And then you can also dip it in the salt. Sometimes they bake the salt, and sometimes they stir fry the salt. What a combination. Look at that, look at that. Look at that. This squab, this is a real delicacy. Have it once in a while. Wow. That sauce, it's probably a high-end soy sauce they marinated. What flavor. Oh, so juicy. So moist. So much flavor. This alone is well worth the meal so far. So for this squab, to keep the head, to make sure you know what kind of bird it came from. Sometimes they make it dry, you know, it's a small bird, so you have to make sure you cook it exactly right. I could eat, in the old days, I probably could, if I was just eating squab, I could probably eat 6 of them. Costing me about $200. But here, it's an appetizer, so we're on to the next dish. This is a real high-end soup. It's got the crab with the fish maw. Fish maw is the belly of a fish. Generally, I don't put red vinegar in my soup, but it's there if you want it. And also there's white pepper, so they put white pepper. Some people put white pepper in the soup. Yeah, this restaurant is really high-end. I mean, it's like... This soup also contains bird's nest, which is made of bird saliva, which supposedly has some health benefits. Wow, this soup is really tasty. It's got the crab meat with the fish maw. Fish maw is fish belly. So fish belly is supposed to be good for collagen and other benefits, and a rich soup. That is fantastic. This is abalone, which is a delicacy in Chinese cuisine. So you also have the goose foot. They call it goose web. Sounds a little better. So I have a rich sauce, get a little Chinese veggies on the side. Look at that, look at that. That's a real nice rich sauce. So it's a little bit salty, a little bit sweet. Has a nice complex of flavors. So when you eat Chinese food, when you have a little more complex flavor, it has a different texture and taste than just using soy sauce. So check out some of my videos. I try to make dishes that use different sauces. So you can taste the difference when you eat it. So they give you a knife and fork so you can cut your abalone into bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to cut the abalone on a plate here. So they're kind of slippery, so you take your time to cut it. Because the thing I worry about when I'm cutting the abalone, it can fly off the table into the next table. So just take your time, cut it thin slice if you like, or thick slice. Sometimes I eat the abalone, just take a bite out of it. But here, they really give attention to detail. They give you a knife and fork for each person. So when you cut it, you can cut it to the size that you like. So I'm just going to cut it into small bite-sized pieces here. Look at that, look at that. Ooh, look at that abalone, look at that. See if this is tender. Wow, nice and tender. not really crispy, but it has a nice snap to the texture. But if you actually overcook it, it's going to be biting like rubber. And a lot of times when you eat the whole thing, you could actually get it caught in your throat. So it's better to cut it like this. So you have the goose web. It's actually a goose feet or goose foot. So much flavor from the sauce. I would have liked if they actually cut off the skin, separate the skin from the claw, so that from the fingers. That way, you just eat the skin of the goose foot. But really delicious, but Thank you. Wow, look at this.
还要2个炒饭。
哦 ，Thank you， 谢谢。
人是不要先收。
对啊，可以的。
Look at that, look at that. So this is deep fried, huge tiger prawns. So they've been probably lightly battered and deep fried. So it got some nice flavor from the seasoned salt and all that. So let's give this a try.
Look at that. Huge tiger prawn. Lightly battered, deep fried. Has probably some nice seasoning on it. Wow. You got individual fried rice here with the shrimp and the egg whites. You got some Chinese veggies on there. So this is a good accompaniment for the delicious Chinese food. So this rice, you can see the individual grains. So the rice is cooked to perfection. Good wok hei on the fried rice. That's carbon zero flavor. So when it's done properly, you can taste the wok hei, that carbon flavor, all through the rice. This is the mango pudding. It's nicely decorated. So you have the cream on the bottom here, and also the heart pattern on the top. Look at that, look at that. Oh, look at that mango pudding. So it's got the nice cream on the bottom. Not too sweet. Nice, refreshing dessert to finish off a fantastic meal. Today we're making a special Chinese appetizer. I'm going to call it the Chinese Royal Appetizer. I'm at the local T&T Chinese supermarket. We're going to check out some items here to make for our recipes. The key ingredient in this recipe is the abalone, which is the most expensive shellfish in the world. In this store, the most expensive abalone is kept under lock and key. It goes for $120 a pound. Previously, the only person that could eat the abalone was the emperor, and in China, abalone is considered an aphrodisiac. Today we'll be using the fresh frozen abalone. Going to this Chinese herbal shop to do some shopping for Chinese herbs and ingredients. We're going to use the ingredients for different recipes. Here you can find the dried abalone, which is even more expensive. There's also snow fungus, as well as dried Chinese mandarin orange peel, and other items that you will need. We feature fresh abalone, and we also have the snow fungus. I've got the fresh pork belly. I've got some Chinese mushrooms. I've got a piece of ginger, and also have special mandarin orange peel. Soak the Chinese mushrooms for at least half an hour, and also soak the snow fungus for at least half an hour. So these are the fresh abalone, so they actually cook a lot faster than the dried kind. So these ones, you can take a knife and just cut it. It comes out really easy. So you actually cut off this piece. So when you cut it, just cut this piece off. So actually you don't even need to use a knife, I just pulled it right out. So you pull that right out like that. And then just take that part out. It comes up pretty easy. So I used to work with fresh abalone a long time ago. I worked in a seafood restaurant. I was a seafood chef. And I retired from cooking at age 21. So many years ago. And I learned to cook abalone and different kind of seafood. So here you have the clean abalone. So if you look on the back side, it's all cleaned up. And on the front, it's like this, also clean. So the abalone, I'm just going to steam it for about 5 minutes when we're ready to serve. So I'm preheating wok at medium heat. So I'm going to put a bit of oil in there, cooking oil. So that's peanut oil. Put about 3 tablespoons in there. The pork belly is fairly fat. The pork belly is pretty fat, but it's still, you want to have a bit of oil in there so the meat doesn't stick. So this is pork belly. You can use other kind of pork if you like, but pork belly is nice. So I'm going to put the ginger in there. There's about 3 tablespoons of ginger. I keep fairly large pieces. So just give the pork belly a good sear. Getting a good sear in the pork belly. I'm going to sample a little piece because I always sample the food when I'm cooking. Put a little bit of salt in there, maybe say a teaspoon or a half teaspoon. Put a little soy sauce in there. That's really good. Wow. Cup and a half of water there. So I'm going to put the Chinese mushrooms in. So this is the dried orange peel. The dried orange peel I got from Xinhui, China. I went there myself, and this is the best dried orange peel. The Xinhui is famous for throwing the mandarin oranges and using it for the dried mandarin orange peel used for cooking. So now we're just going to transfer the pork over. So you don't want all the oil going in, so we're just kind of drain off some of the oil. So for added flavor, I'm going to put a little bit of a chicken soup base in there. I got this Knorr's chicken base. So I put up maybe a tablespoon in there. That would do it. You don't have to. You can use chicken broth too if you like, or just use like this. So I also have some oyster flavor sauce, my favorite sauce. So I'm going to put 2 or 3 tablespoons in there. So I'm going to check on the pork belly and the mushrooms. So it looks pretty good. I turned it down to low right now. So it's just simmering right now. So it's been in there for about half an hour. So usually you should simmer it anywhere from say 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on how tender you want the pork belly. So I got the snow fungus here. So I cut it into small pieces here. So I'm going to put that in. So snow fungus you just put in the last 10 minutes. So you just need to bring this back to a boil. Because I washed the snow fungus in cold water. The sauce is simmering at medium heat. I've got 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and half a cup of water. So we're just going to thicken the sauce. So you might not need the whole thing. So I'm going to put half of it in first, just see how the sauce is. So see how thick it is. So just gradually add the cornstarch solution to thicken the sauce. I think I probably used a whole 2 tablespoons. So ready to serve the appetizer. I've got some water boiling. So I've got a deep dish here, so I'm going to put the dish inside just to steam the abalone for about 5 or 6 minutes. So this is what it looks like. It's been about 5 minutes. You put the abalone in the middle, so arrange the mushrooms and the pork around the outside. And you can put some extra snow fungus on the outside as well. There you have it. Abalone appetizer, fit for royalty. Enjoy. Now you can order the products and ingredients that I use in my cooking videos. Just click the link below in the description for the Chinese cooking accessory guide. You can order everything online, including the wok that I use and some of the equipment that I use. Thanks for checking out my video, and please give me a thumbs up, and be sure to check out some of my other videos on this channel, and please subscribe. If you get a chance, check out my other channel, the award-winning Chinese cooking channel.